So many people have questions about prayer, and so many people, they feel like prayer is something you owe to God, instead of looking at it like, I call it the deposit. They look at it like, I got to go write a check and put it in the bank, give this to God. I got to go pay rent, instead of looking at something that's getting deposited in you. And so prayer is so important, because that's where the deposit happens. The contemplative, specifically that type of prayer, is where the deposit happens, where the healing happens, the deliverance happens. And that's when you begin to change, because you're beholding. You begin to look like him. You begin to see him for who he is. And nobody that looks at God can stay the same, man.
Absolutely.
Nobody.
and the thing is like, that's the promise of looking. In 2 Corinthians 3:18, it says that we're transfigured. We're transformed. That word transformed is transfigured. There's a transfiguration where Christ reveals himself, and as he reveals himself, we are revealed. And it reminds me of when Jesus, he's with the disciples, and he's like, who do you say that I am? Some say that you're Christ, some say you're Elijah. And then Peter says, you're the Son of the living God. And he says, amen, I tell you, and you are Peter, and on this rock I'll build my church. So there is something that happens when we gaze, when we look into the presence of the Lord. There is a participation. We see, he reveals, and then we see within us as well. And so the closer we get to Christ, the more we look like him, and the more that revelation begins to reveal who we are. And so there's a face-to-face type of participation.